to Read and Weep Book Club. We're a community built for those I have to tell someone moments. And don't worry, we're not like your local book club that holds on to your opinions as weapons for the next brunch or silently judges your latest book crush. We're an online book-loving crew, always ready to listen and dive into every theory, plot twist, and feeling with open minds and open arms. So each week, we pick a new book to explore, sometimes sticking to a schedule and sometimes throwing in an extra one when we just can't wait. And unlike a podcast where you're just listening, Read 'em and Weep is all about the conversation. We want your take on the book of the week. Did it make you laugh, cry, or see things in a new light? Are there moments you just have to unpack? This is your space to love what you love, question what you question, and feel everything. So after this, head over to our Instagram at Read a Weep and join next week's conversation. Suggest books and be part of a community that's all about sharing the joy and sometimes heartbreak of reading together. So, let's dive into this week's book, When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker, with our recurring guest, Annie.
Hello again.
Hello.
That was really good.
Thanks!
I think that was very well written.
Oh, good. Unlike this book, in my opinion.
Oh my hi.
I have so many opinions.
Okay,
well, but I want to hear yours first, honestly. So
okay, I can start with mine first. Do you want to start with, like, ratings? Or do you want to start with the summary?
Spoiler-free. We have to do our spoiler-free section.
Yeah. Okay, so start with the summary, and then we'll do our spoiler-free ratings.
Okay, this is what I kind of think the spoiler-free section is.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. It follows a girl who obviously is an assassin, because I feel like that's every romantasy right now. It's like The Rave, and she wrote it in 2020, so obviously.
Yeah.
And she has a dark, twisted past. She's always do it yourself. Don't let anyone else do it or else they'll ruin it. And there's also dragons. And the dragons have, like, a system when they die, they turn into moons. And so, like, the title's called When the Moon Hatched, so kind of when the dragons are born. And it's kind of like her past haunting her. And you figure out some things. And, of course, there's a romance. Dark, broody man.
We love a dark, broody man.
And he comes into the picture, and she's not very happy about it. And I think that's the spoiler-free section. So read it. It's 700 pages in my book, but for her, it's like 500 pages. Yeah, make that make sense? I don't know.
It was kind of long, but, like, it was very manageable.
Yeah. It wasn't anything crazy, but
yeah.
Read it and then come back and we can talk about it, because we have a lot of thoughts. We were texting back and forth being like, I need to talk about this.
I know.
And I know if you guys have already read it, you're like, just get to it, because I need to talk about it.
For real. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, go. Say something.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give my rating.
Okay.
So, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Wow, okay.
And I'm going to tell you why.
I'd love to hear it.
So, I give it an 8 out of 10 because there were multiple moments where I had to put the book down. I needed multiple intermissions, okay? Where I was just kind of like, what did I just read? Or I got a little too excited about what I was reading and I wanted to skip forward a few pages and like get to the really juicy parts. But I was like, hold back. You have to actually read it and enjoy it. But I feel like if you've ever read like Crescent City, it is brutal starting this book.
It is.
It is brutal. Like, trying to wrap your mind around their world and, like, the way people look, what they
Knowles,
are. Yeah.
The song that they could hear songs. And I had to go back because at the very beginning there's a glossary and pretty much a glossary of everything that this book could be about. And I had to go back and refer to that even at the very end of the book. So
yeah, I did that a couple times because this is so, like, stupid, but I thought for a minute, because they both start with E, how, like, in the book there's, like, diary pages for, how would you say her name? Eloise?
Eluin. I was saying Eluin. That's probably wrong saying that
loud
now.
An S.
For her diary?
Yeah, maybe I'm just
Eliuin.
super dumb.
It's okay. We're getting through it.
Yeah, it's Eliuin. I'm just cursive,
and
man.
Rave. Or Reve.
Yeah. Well, I thought that Rave's roommate, Essie, was the same person as Eluin because they both start with E. So honestly, I was reading it and I was like, I'm really confused right now. Like, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like,
I couldn't even figure out who Essie was until she died. And then it
really?
didn't even matter. She's like, oh, Essie. And I was like, wait, who just died?
It was our roommate. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I was a little slow. So, like, my critique of the book may just be a reflection of me not being able to understand.
Yeah, that's why I gave it an 8. I gave it an 8 because I think it was a really good read. Mm-hmm. Like, I did really enjoy it, but it was so hard to get, like, an understanding of their world.
My whole
and
critique is because my coworker, she really liked the book because it was, like, show, don't tell. But I kind of felt like she told us everything with the glossary and, like, the index at the beginning that she didn't really need to explain anything when actually writing the story. She just, like, name dropped whatever this thing is, and I have to refer back to the beginning, be like, okay, that's what that is. Yeah. When she didn't really write it or, like, incorporate it with the story.
I agree. I kind of wish I would have preferred it to have been incorporated in the story.
Yeah, like, I don't want to see all of these. Some people really like the glossary. I felt like it was kind of spoiling because I kind of like to go into it blind.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't know all these things.
I didn't read the glossary before starting, so I just
like, you really were doing the Crescent City.
Yeah, so I was extra confused, but I mostly used it, like, the beginning glossary for, like, the pronunciations. Because I couldn't even figure out how to, like, pretend say it in my head.
That's the one thing I avoided. I didn't even look at the
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was like...
I just kept on looking at who this person is. I was like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what was your rating?
Mine was actually the same as last week. It was a 6.5.
Really?
Yeah, it was mainly her writing. It kind of took me out of the story. Because if you go to any page and you flip through it, she only writes in adjectives. And it's just like, I feel like an adjective kind of takes away from how you could write something. And it was like, it's just so stupid. It was like, it was a really windy day. I don't even know a bunch of adjectives.
Yeah, just throw them in there.
Super pretty. It's like, how is it pretty? Like, explain it to me.
Oh. That makes sense.
And the whole, like, show don't tell thing, when I really think she didn't show. And then I just had so many questions. After reading 700 pages, I still had questions. And I know you're supposed to because there's another book coming in.
Yeah.
But, like, how did she die? Because the wound was like, oh, her heart. And then the sister goes, and at the very end, it's like, oh, she died during childbirth. And then the other guy, there's like a diary entry where she's getting burned by the guy. It's like, there's a lot of different things happening at the end.
I think that you're not really supposed to know. That's what I took from it.
I think so too, or else it should be clear as day.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of should be clear because, like, clearly this is very important.
I'm just saying, it's 700 pages. I really think it did not need to be that long. There was a lot of points. It's like, this is so... Like, I don't need...
Yeah.
It's kind of useless information.
I feel like the first, like 200 pages were very slow going.
Yeah.
And then when she gets rescued by Khan...
Oh, yeah, Khan.
Yeah, when she gets rescued by Khan, like, in his dragon, and then brought to, like... Where was she brought to? Like, his house or...
His mom's house?
His mom's house.
I was like, what?
I was like, that's weird, but okay. But, like, she was brought to his mom's house, and then she escapes him and goes and, like, falls into the river. and
then
gets rescued by these warriors. And
that
I was like,
whole
what the hell?
part did not make any sense to me, and it still doesn't make sense to me. Like, how did that add any value?
Yes, that's
like,
what I was
this
thinking.
dragon? Because at the end, she has this other dragon that she likes, and it just chooses her and then forces her to go in this cave thing where this guy is to fight for her marriage. And then he just shows up and, like... and then there's a snake bite, so she's like feels loopy.
Yeah.
And
I'm like,
it just didn't make any sense to me. And then he also offers her a leather necklace or something that's very... I don't get that.
No. I mean, apparently she had to... The only thing was that she had to have been injured for him to take her back to his castle or whatever.
Yeah. What did you think of him during... everything before you find out that, like, they have a history? Because I thought it was really, really weird.
I thought it was too. I thought it was weird, but I also was like, I don't know. I was just.
It's a romance.
I know. Like,
it's nice.
Wait, can I share one of my quotes?
Yes. No, I have so many, so
Okay.
we can go through them.
Okay, so this is the first quote I have that it made me like, what?
Okay.
It's on page 182 if you're following along. And Rave says it.
Okay.
Or like thinks it. She said, I consider whether it's prudent to ask this male if he'd like to fuck before I slit his throat.
It's so funny because when I was reading it, I really was thinking about you, and I felt like if there's any main character that represents you, I feel like she did it perfectly with just like the snarky comments and just like a killer and
thank you.
Like doesn't like I was like Annie would say that.
Yeah, I did feel what's the word?
Seen or
not seen, but like I felt like it was very relatable for me. Mm-hmm. Was her character. But
yeah. But I did have some faults with her with, like, at the end, or, like, the second half, she's with him, and he's trying to, like, show her, like, who she was.
Right.
And she's like, no, I'm leaving, but then doesn't leave. And then keeps saying, well, I'm leaving. And I was like, well, if you're gonna stay, like, just stay. Like, I'm sick of this kind of game that they're playing.
I think, yeah, it was annoying, but I also know that it was that because she didn't want to, like, admit to being curious about it.
Yeah. I think...
Same thing with her saying she was going to kill him. She kept saying she was going to kill him, and then she literally had the chance.
It doesn't
He was
do it.
passed out naked on the couch.
Oh, yeah, I loved that scene.
Oh,
that was so
too.
good.
She, like, separated her hands with the dragon scale, and then was like, I could kill him. And then they just get horny with each other instead.
Yeah. Like, I like the inner turmoil. Like, it makes sense. I just think the second half, it was just that. And I was like, this could be, like, condensed a bit. Or, like, we can move on from this. It just felt, like, a little repetitive to me.
Yeah, that does make sense.
So, one of the quotes... Here, I'm going to go through... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 quotes.
Wow.
And they're just, like... They're either, like, quotes I like or things that I'm like, this is stupid.
Okay, just go through them.
So the first one I liked was on page 47. I thought it was like, it was solid. It's kind of sad though. It says, sadness is like stones that stack inside you, making it harder to move. Ignorance is my self-preservation tonic, and I'll swear by it until I die. And I was like, I love that.
I love that too.
It feels so relatable. Like I could feel that quote, and I'm like, yeah.
There were a couple lines in there that were very poetic.
I know. I was like, okay, like, I know she's capable. But also some history with this book. It was independently published, not traditionally published, and a publisher picked it up. So I don't think she had the editor.
Like, she didn't really have the resources for someone to, like, go over it with her and be like, okay, this needs to be changed.
Yeah, so I think the next book,
Do you think it'll be better?
I think it'll be better, because the editor will be like, all right, we don't need this.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a bad quote.
Okay.
I wrote good quote, and this one's bad quote. Sharp teeth close around me, casting me in a pitch of darkness that's hot and wet. Splitting, crunching sounds attack me from all around before the stake I'm bound against dislodges from the stage and lurches sideways, taking me with it. I just really hated crunching sounds. Like, why are you saying crunching sounds?
Yeah, I didn't like the way that the inside of the dragon's mouth was written about.
It took me like a few pages to figure out that's what was happening.
Yeah, me too. I had to reread it. I was like, what the fuck?
Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm not crazy. There was a lot of moments when it was very confusing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
Ooh, another bad quote. Okay. This is when he's poking his hand in her wound and saying it's like infected. Do you remember that part?
Yes.
I was just like, ew.
I thought that was so dumb.
It was, yeah.
Whatever, let's hear your quote though.
He says, I can smell it. What warmth bubbles from the freshly plundered wound while I study all the bits of him. I'd like to slash and dash. I really want to kill you. Why did she say that? Why italicized really?
Probably because she's like, I really want to kill you. Like, just, it's definitely emphasized in her voice. But, like, I thought that was so pointless. Like,
Exactly.
him doing that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't get it.
he loves her, like, or loved her, and is like, yeah, let me just stick my finger in this infected wound, bruh.
Yeah. Now, okay, this may be an unpopular opinion, but okay, wait. Let me ask you this question first, and then I'll say my opinion.
Okay.
How do you feel about, like, first-person point of view, and then also changing perspectives in a romantasy?
I personally hate changing perspectives.
Okay.
I personally hate it. I understand, kind of why they did it. I mean, like, when she was unconscious, we wanted to know what's happening.
Yeah.
And you can't have a proper,
I'd rather just, like, for me, I'd rather find out with the character, because she obviously found out eventually.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of remember something similar happening in a previous book. I want to say it was in one of the Akatar books.
Who's Fourth Wing?
Well, no, this is like specific instance I'm thinking of where it was majority was in the girl's point of view, and then we got like one little chapter or something from.
It was Fourth Wing.
Was it really?
It was when Violet got not killed, but knocked out, and she was in the hospital.
Oh,
and
yes,
then that's when Zayden's
Zayden.
like, oh, I love you.
Oh, yeah. That was Fourth Wing. I don't mind that. But
yeah.
I don't like it when it's like consistently going back and forth.
I don't like it either. Because I didn't mind, what do you say? How do you say his name? Khan?
Yeah, I said Khan.
I was saying Kane. Whatever. I didn't mind him. But when it was in his perspective, I hated him. He just felt so soft and weak and just like, ew.
Oh, Dan's looking for a man.
Yeah, he's like, ugh, I love her.
Yeah.
Like,
I do see your point there with that.
And he even says it right here in my quote. Where does he say it? In his perspective, he says on page 573, I should have let her walk away rather than pretending I'm okay with this, but I'm weak, soft-hearted. Ew.
Why would you admit to that?
It's just like, who wants to be around someone who feels that way? It's not very attractive.
No.
And I feel like this book is meant to be attractive. It's not meant for, like, learning emotions.
Yeah, no, I agree. Learning
so
emotions. That's funny, actually.
Because, like Yellowstone's, like, I mean, it's an okay show. Like, I don't really care. But I love Rip as a character. And he would never say, but I'm soft. Like, that's why he got a strong woman like Beth, who kind of is similar to Rave in this book, where she's been through a lot. She just, like, pushes everyone away and she's strong. And she needs someone like Rip who's strong as well, not just, like, meh.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that assessment. That's kind of gross.
Yeah. So that was my only fault, because I feel like if we just stayed in her perspective, I really would have liked him a lot more.
I think that's a good point.
And then that one was, do we even know how she died? I don't think we do yet. Okay, this was a good quote she did. It was when they were right after the dance. Okay, question before I say this. I got really confused when reading this. They were dancing. They weren't even dancing. She wanted to play a game. And then they were dancing. He didn't want to. And then a dragon came over them and was like roaring, and she runs into a maze.
I don't understand why.
And he said, oh, she's hiding something. And then, like, they don't even... I didn't get any of that. Do you have any idea what happened there?
No. I think it was just her being really dramatic and, like, attention-seeking moment.
She just, like, ran away, saying, chase me.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because that is something I used to do.
Me reading this, Annie would so do this.
But that was when I was much younger.
No, I did that in kindergarten.
Oh, I'm not that young. I'm talking, like...
Yesterday?
Middle school.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Not yesterday. No, it was, like, in middle school or, like, early high school when, like, I wanted to be alone with a boy. I would run away so he would chase me so I could get him alone.
Okay, well, she did get him alone.
Yeah.
I also, like, cringed when he said, kiss my eyelids.
Ew. Yeah.
I really didn't like that.
Ew.
And it was in his perspective again. Ugh. I think she really ruined the suspense and, like, the tension immediately when she puts his perspective in it.
Yeah. I'm interested to see the next book, how it's written. And, like, if she continues with this back and forth point of view, or if somebody told her, like, it would be better if you don't, or something. I'm interested to see.
Yeah. I feel like there's a way you can do different perspectives, but, like, if you're making this character out to be like this, like, I think
Game
there's
of
no way to
Thrones.
come back. That's well written.
Yeah.
And even, like, characters you don't like can be written well. But you want to like him, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're supposed to like him.
Yeah.
You're supposed to.
But then he says, kiss my eyelids.
Then he doesn't say something like
and
that.
And then says, I'm so weak. Soft-hearted.
Man, grow up.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, this is the good quote I really like, though. From this, after he chased her and they're, like, laying down. Okay. And I take her mouth in a crushing kiss, tasting tears on her lips as I finally jump off the cliff she sang me to the edge of.
That's beautiful.
I thought that was beautiful.
See, another moment that I think is very poetic.
I loved it because in
like
the
that
story, it's all about songs and hearing the gods, and, like, she just...
that one part, that could be, like, just a poem in itself.
I know.
It's so beautiful.
It's so good. So, pros and cons, but I do have another con.
Yeah. Are you done with all your quotes?
Oh, yeah, do you have more?
I have one more.
Okay, go.
Okay.
I'm surprised we didn't have any of the same ones.
I know. I honestly, I thought maybe we would, but okay. I'm trying to remember. Okay. So this quote was when they were at his mom's house.
Okay.
And right after she woke him up, and they were getting a little jiggy with it.
Until he was like, "Oh no!"
And he said this, and I thought it was very beautiful.
Okay.
It said, "Cut me if you want me to stop. I'll gladly bleed beneath you, so don't be shy."
Ooh.
I thought that was very pretty.
really liked that. I really
liked
did. Because she's like, all right, what was that when she was like, I can kill you right now?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And he was basically saying, like, I'm going to be rough, but, like, you and your safety and your comforts are always first. So, like, I don't care. Like, make me stop.
I love it.
I thought that was just so pretty.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the situation was just really like, what? But
No, my favorite of them together was the scene when it's like she's drunk or after that, and it's like maybe the morning after, in the middle of the night, when they really like get it on.
Yeah.
And he makes her agree to not leave by like doing what he's doing. I thought that was so good.
Yeah.
That was one of like the best like sex I don't even know, they weren't even like fucking yet, but it was one of the best scenes I read. Like, not thinking, like, I read, like, ACOTAR and all that. I really thought that one was better. But I don't really remember.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I read ACOTAR, but I thought that was really well done.
Same thing. Like, not that it was better than ACOTAR, but that I need to reread it. At least Mist and Fury.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Because, ooh.
That was good. I feel like on the book boyfriend level, I think Khan... I have mixed feelings about him.
He's in the middle. He's not the worst. He's not the worst.
He's very loving, which I feel like is some people's type, obviously. But I just don't know if it's for me, and I don't know if it's for her. You know?
I agree. You know what I'm thinking?
What?
Is that maybe, like, before, you know, like before she lost her memories and all that stuff.
Is this like a Vampire Diaries moment? Where like Elena before Vampire was Stefan, Elena after Vampire it's Damon?
Yes. As I think that like she changed. Like she changed. I mean, she did change. She changed significantly. And so maybe that's just like he didn't. And so while they were like so perfect for each other before, now they're like just like good together.
I know.
You know, which is sad.
It is sad. Like, I feel he is the nice guy. But, like, he has, like, I don't know.
I'll take him over Tamlin.
Oh, yeah. Gross. Oh, didn't even bring up that name.
I know. I will.
Oh, I also hated him calling her Moonbeam in Prisoner 73 or something like that.
Really?
I didn't like it. It felt like the author was trying to do the cutesy thing, and I just felt like they hadn't built that moment. I think she was just using it. I don't think that. I think he just started using it, and there wasn't like a good reason as to why. But I think I still like the nickname. Yeah, I do. I like a good nickname trope. I just didn't like this one because I was just really confused the whole time about like why is he so into her? Like, it's a lot. He just, like, shows up a king to the prison. Yeah. It's like, oh, hey, and then walks into the cell. It's like, why?
I know. I was reading that, I'm like, because obviously we didn't know anything then. Yeah. But I was reading that, I was like, this does not happen.
I know. That's what I was saying.
A king does not just take interest in a prisoner like
who's,
that.
like, shitting her pants and, like, bleeding.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
No.
I see you.
Yeah. There was a moment in the book where she calls him King Khan, and he's like, say it again. And I have two thoughts. First, ew. And second of all, I read that and I was like, sounds like King Kong.
That's what I thought.
And I don't think that was the best name choice for him.
I didn't like it. And I also didn't know that she had black hair until she wore that dress for the dance.
I thought it was red the whole time.
I thought it was blonde the whole time.
Oh. I thought it was red, and I think it's because at the very beginning, I think she wore a red dress to be, like, the performer.
Oh,
and I think for some reason that was, like, the first color I associated with her, so I was like, she's a redhead.
Yeah, I think it was just... I think the author was so into the story, she just, like, kind of left out the important, like, things, like, you don't want to explain if you already know the world and the people.
Yeah.
I don't know, it may have just been a fault of my own.
We got a good description of him, though, in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which,
but one part, can I just say, what I thought she did great about was that perspective. That was my favorite part of the whole book, of her becoming that.
I was so confused. I was like, who the fuck is the other? And then I read it, and I was like,
I love
this is really cool. And I I also liked how, like, when she, you know, came to, she, like, doesn't, like, remember.
Yeah.
Like, she literally blacks out. And I like that. Like, it's the others, like, physically, like, taking over her body and stuff.
I think it's
And
great.
mind.
Oh, what do you think will happen in the next book?
We'll get some more answers.
I hope so.
We'll get some answers, damn it. I don't know. I honestly, other than, like, hoping for more answers, I don't really have expectations.
That's good.
I'm very open, which is unlike me.
Yeah.
I'm usually like, if we don't get this, this, and this in the next book. But no, I'm honestly, like, it was a good read. It was a good book, but I don't think that I really care enough.
Yeah.
Like, other than, like, I'm curious as to, like, you know, like,
So you
how
didn't
she
like
really,
it that much?
I did, but, like, it is not the end of the world for me if I don't ever read the second book, you know?
Yeah. I feel the same.
Yeah.
I think it really was I guess the kryptonite of this book was the change in perspectives and making him so whiny. And I just hope she doesn't, I don't know, maybe, like, he rejects her or something. Maybe there's another woman that he finds.
Maybe we get...
And she realizes she needs to, like, step up if she wants him. I need some competition. I can't have someone who's always into her.
I would prefer there to be another man in the picture.
Oh, I always loved that. I was hoping that at the very end, the epilogue, whatever, like, the scavenger, and then he was like, oh, it's my niece. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, I wish it was
the
other way around.
Yeah. No, because, like, maybe we'll get a little Akatar moment.
I hope so. I really do.
But we haven't been introduced to another, like, potential male partner.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Also, another critique I have. If you want the audience or the readers to be, like, as emotionally upset as the main character, you gotta let us have some time with, what's her name, Essie? Like, we met her and she died within, like, 10 pages, it felt like. I was like, oh, I'm not upset about this.
Same.
And it carried throughout the entire book.
Same thing with Crescent City.
Yeah.
How...
Danica,
yeah. How she literally, like, died in, like, the first chapter or something like that.
Exactly. I was like, well...
And I'm like... And that just, like, put her off for the rest of the book. Like, she was so angry and all this stuff about that happening.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, she's like, I'm gonna kill... What's his name? Reek, yeah.
Reek. Isn't that from Game of Thrones?
Yes, that's what I was just thinking. I didn't think about that while I was reading the book. But, like, she's like, I'm gonna go kill Reek. And
I thought it was Reik in my head when I was reading it. Makes sense now to be Reek.
That's so funny. It's the same name as Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but I just did not care about Essie, and she was just so upset about it. And I don't know. I think there was a lot of cringy moments in here that took away from it. But it was a good story. It had a good world. I liked the songs.
I really liked that. I think that the author has a big imagination. And I'm glad that she wrote the book. I think that definitely...
Did you like Vera or Vera?
Is it bad if I say no?
No, you say whatever you want.
No, I just found, like, she's not somebody that I would want to be friends with. If that makes sense.
Why?
I don't know. She's just very, like, what's the word? Like, annoying but not annoying. I don't know. I found her a little annoying. I will just say that, I guess. That's the best way of putting it.
I thought it was just a Rain 2.0. It felt like reading her chapters was really similar to Rain's chapters. Rave, that's her name.
I was like, who the fuck is Rain?
Sorry, no, Rave.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you're both, like, powerful women who are angry and fighting. Like, I feel like, I don't know, they were just really similar. And, of course, like, she taught her the combat things. Yeah. But why does she need her own perspective? I don't think she was needed.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And the
that was too much.
stupid garbage monster thing eating. What was the point? That's like 10 pages I did not need to read.
No, there was definitely a lot of moments in the book where I was like, this isn't necessary. Or like, especially looking back after having read the whole thing, I'm like, that really wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
I still think that the whole like warriors fighting thing was just...
That was so stupid. That added nothing.
Yeah.
It really did. Besides the sister being upset that she was wearing it. And also, has she been wearing it the whole time? When did she take it off? And what did it mean?
I don't know. I think it was supposed to mean something like...
Your rank? 4-pound chest.
Well, he gave 6.
Oh,
remember?
wow.
And nobody knew what 6 meant.
Neither did the author.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I would have loved if she like fell down from the waterfall or whatever after she was escaping and being found by Khan and them having like a moment. Not this whole thing.
Yeah.
Or like being captured by Reek or Reich. You know, something interesting like that. That other thing didn't make any sense, especially when they didn't even follow his kingdom rules.
Yeah. I think she needed like at least a couple pages of an alone adventure.
Yes.
And we didn't get that.
I agree.
Like I think we needed a break from when she escaped until them coming back together.
Yeah, I wish she like kind of almost made it, or like, you know, made it farther than she did.
Yeah, no, it was like 2 pages. She was just...
And then this dumb dragon.
Made it. Ah!
Yeah. Hello, dragon. I don't understand what any of these people are saying for 10 pages.
That was annoying too. That was annoying too. Thank God there was a translator though.
Oh, I know. But the other part I got really, really confused on was they have this night, he makes her stay, and then he makes berries or whatever and a melon. Do you remember that? And then I think they like start making out again, or she does something and then she eats a berry and leaves. Next chapter, I think, is a diary entry. Then the next chapter, she's waking up in his arms. And the Reek guy shows up. That's exactly how it went.
The fuck? I didn't even realize how, like, dumb that is.
Yeah, where did she go?
I don't know, maybe... I guess that's just all this way of saying that's just not important. But, like...
Yeah, because I thought she was staying in his room.
Yeah.
But then the next chapter, they wake up in her little cottage. Maybe I misread it. It was a lot of pages. My brain can't comprehend, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little confused, but...
Oh, well.
I was confused a lot in this book, so...
So does after talking, your rating still stays at, what is it, 8.5? 8?
8. I think I'm standing by my 8.
Well, I want to leave it on a positive note. What are the positive moments? Like, make it 8, and I'll say my positive moments and make it a 6.5.
Mm-hmm. It's so hard to think about pros now that we were just like...
I know, we were just bashing it, but I really did
it.
I did enjoy it.
I know, I want people to listen to this and read it, you know? I think Rave was very likable.
I agree.
She was very likable. She is definitely, like, you know, kind of your basic, you know, female,
assassin.
like, rage assassin.
And I haven't read the Throne of Glass series, and I feel like maybe a lot of people who have will see similarities between those two characters, because I think she's an assassin.
There are definitely similarities, but I think that they're different characters, for sure. Yeah. I think Rave is more like a loud rage, and then Throne of Glass, she's more of a silent rage. I
think I resonate more with the silent rage.
I think I'm loud.
Yeah, that's why she's definitely you. And I loved it. All right, more positive things, and then we'll be done.
Okay. I really I liked the first, like, or prologue, or the first chapter where it was, like, telling us the history of the gods. Mm-hmm. I really liked that, because then, like, it made more sense, like, the song and stuff, like hearing the gods and their power or whatever.
Well, speaking of the gods, one of my favorite parts was the wind goddess. I think her name starts with the C. And, like, her little banter communication with her.
Yes.
And I liked was her name actually Rain? The water god? I forget her name.
I think it was.
And I was surprised I found it cute when she cried. Because it was her first time experiencing, I think, rain. And he was like, that's what there was a girl I knew who used to cry in the rain. That part
That's so
was good.
cute.
That was cute.
That's so
That's
sweet.
when I needed an intermission. I was like, oh.
Yeah. He had a couple moments where he would, like, before, they were telling Rave, about her past.
Yeah.
That he would make little comments like that.
I thought
that was really cute.
That is, like, the softness that I feel like could have sold me if it was like that throughout. But I don't know, like, why that's cute and soft, but the other one is just soft and cringe. I don't know what tips it, but
There is a line.
yeah.
I think it's, like, how subtle it is.
Yeah.
Because, like, him saying, there's a girl I knew that
And he's, like,
used to
holding her.
cry
Yeah.
in the rain, like,
That is subtle, yeah.
that is subtle. It's not like, I am weak.
Kiss my eyelids.
Guess what? It's, yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, that does make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
And then my last positive point. Oh, question. Did we see any character development? I think she ended with the other. And she has a child. That's crazy. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. I honestly don't really think that was necessary. I think children ruin everything, but...
yeah. Hey, you can have that opinion.
Yeah, that's totally fine, whatever. Yeah. What was the question?
I thought it was crazy she had a kid, and did we have any character development with any of the characters? Because she left to kill the guy. We don't know if she's coming back.
Yeah. I want to say, like, not really.
I didn't see it either.
Because, like, Rave was on a mission in the beginning, she's on a mission on the end, like...
She did what she said she was going to
do. And then, I mean, I don't really think Khan really experienced anything that was character development.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I ended it on a con. Because I just...
Thanks a lot.
Oops.
We like dragons.
Oh, yeah. No, they went on for 3 pages about animal abuse with the dragon. I was like, I love it, but, like, we've been saying the same stuff over and over again.
Like, that's a lot.
For the burns. But, like, I like that world building aspect of it. I thought that was neat that some dragons, like, can't be in other places. And that she found kind of a new dragon, a new moonbeam.
Yeah.
I thought that was very cute.
Yeah, I really liked how the dragons were, like, moons. Yeah. I thought that was really clever.
But still confused when they fall, they're hatching? Or their eggs are hatching and you have to go get one. A little confused on that still.
I thought that when they fell, that didn't have anything to do with their...
That's just
eggs.
bad.
They're just dying.
Oh, I thought they already died when they become a moon.
I don't know.
I don't either. That may be a me problem, not a book problem. Please, if you can comment on this or just go to our Instagram and comment on the book.
Yeah.
Please let me know and
us.
join the conversation. We want to hear from you and
Yes.
your opinions.
Absolutely.
This is not just us, it's everyone. So
yeah.
Well, I do have news in the club. I have chosen the next book with another guest, but we need to decide what book we're reading next.
Okay.
But you can read this with us too. But it is this book. It's called Bright I Burn. It's inspired by a true story of the first witch, or like the first account of a witch in Ireland, and how she's being accused and like she pretty much survives in like a man's world. Kind of the same energy as Rave, but in an Irish witch perspective. It's really cool. It seems really good.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. So read that with us, or comment a book that you want us to read. Or what's the book that you were talking about that we should read?
The Fine Print?
Yeah, Fine Print. What's that one about?
It's the like billionaire romance thing.
Okay.
I feel like we'll probably shit on it.
I don't mind a hate read.
I don't mind it either. I'm kind of interested in it.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be good. But honestly, the When the Moon Hatched was not a hate read for me.
No, I liked it.
I really liked it. I just had critiques.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for the second one. But yeah. Okay, well, we're all done.
Bye.
Bye.